any small play that allows, a little bit of a break for, the special teams or, offense or even the defense on the offensive side, just allows us to work together as a unit and execute a little bit better. So we love those momentum shifters and try to take advantage of those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On Tuesday, Coach said that he talked to you guys on Sunday about what was at stake and the chance to go maybe to a bowl game for the first time since 2018. Now that you guys have that 6th win, what does it mean to both of you to help get this team to likely a bowl game in a couple of weeks?
It definitely means a lot. It has been a little bit. We're trying to put Georgia Tech back on that map. The work doesn't stop here. We still going. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to head up, going up.
Yeah, definitely enjoying the moment. We're going to celebrate tonight. But, job's not finished. We still got another game next week. But just to be able to, make it to a bowl game and kind of, create a little bit of history here in Georgia Tech, especially for me, it's kind of nice just because it's my last year here, to kind of contribute to the team. With that win, it kind of meant a lot to me. So I was really happy with the outcome of tonight.
Said you wanted to enjoy the moment. Just talk about the moment with the student section after the game, kind of a little mini party you guys had. What's the emotion boiling over when y'all are being joyous like that?
That's nothing but just a joy-filled heart right there. We're trying to put on for our students, for this community as a whole. Like I said, they're showing out, they're showing up for us. So all we can do is produce for them.
Kyle, I thought one of the big plays in the game is, Jamal has an uncharacteristic fumble. They get the ball deep in your territory, and you got the stop on the 4th down play, something they've been gashing you with. It seemed like you guys made a little adjustment there. Just how important was that play? And I know he came over and said something to y'all after you guys came off the field. Kind of what did Jamal tell you?
Yeah, this game, we got to compensate for each other. We got to compliment each other. So, there's going to be mistakes that happen, and it's just up to us as teammates to overcompensate. And make it better for him, fix it for him. Sure.
Yeah, and he came to us at the bench, and he was shaking all the linebackers and really just telling us, thank you for having my back. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of attitude we want to take into every week is, if we mess up on defense and the offense, has our back, allowing that, acknowledgement to the offense for having our back and kind of playing, football as a team, as a unit, so.
Kyle and Paul, for both of you, is really chippy out there the whole night and a lot riding on the game. How hard is it for you to maintain your composure and channel that energy into the football play as opposed to the extracurricular?
I've always stood by just the mindset of never getting too high, never getting too low. Just regardless, get a push in the back, whatever. My emotions are going to stay the same. So, that's really something we're trying to push around the team. Just keep that calm, cool head. Other than that, there's not much to say about it, sir.
Yeah, football's a physical game, so it's kind of hard to avoid it,
Mm-hmm.
avoid the chippiness. But, yeah, I think, taking a step forward into next week's game, I think that's something that we can work on a little bit. Just being a little bit more disciplined, not allowing the outside things, including trash talk, get into our heads and taking us out of ourselves. Because that's when we play the worst, is when, we're worried about things like trash talking and what the opponent is saying. We're not really worried about the calls, and it becomes a little bit more selfish. So I think that's something that we're gonna work on throughout the week and make sure our guys are disciplined in terms of chipping at each other.
Valari played a big role for Syracuse in their offense. How difficult of a guy was it for you guys to stop? Running the ball, passing the ball, he did it all tonight.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a jack of all trades, Him transferring from Michigan, playing quarterback at Michigan. Our scouting report was kind of a tough one to make just because, he knows the QB reads, the basic QB reads. He's played, quarterback a year in college. But I think he's really effective and athletic with the ball on the ground, and he's making plays out there. So, kudos to him just for playing ball hard and just being that guy for their team. But at the end of the day, I'm really proud of how the defense handled him as a threat. So.
couple more for the guys, Ken.
How did they kind of get the momentum in the second half or in the fourth quarter, really, and how were you able to kind of finally win it back as a defense?
I mean, coming out a half, I mean, we were putting a lot of emphasis on coming out fast, but I mean, you know, the game is a game of momentum, so it's going to shift at some point, and it's just our job as a team to grab it back at any given moment. And I think that big 2-point conversion, that's when we grab that momentum back. We're able to keep going.
Anything else for the guys? Chad, want to wrap us up?
For both of you, just initial thoughts on playing Georgia next week.
I mean, we gonna celebrate tonight first. Shoot, it's a big win for us, but you know, starting tomorrow, it's gonna be heads down, ready to work again.
Yeah, I mean, just like Kyle said, he said it perfectly. I think tonight's a night of celebration, but coming tomorrow, I think we're gonna be ready to go. And the mindset throughout the week is just gonna be try to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for these guys to take on this challenge, and we look forward to next week. So.
Thank you, guys.
Sir.
Haynes King, the last that touchdown play, was that something that you thought would be open there? Kind of, they were over pursuing a little bit the pitches and some of that stuff, and you thought maybe that would be there after the timeout?
A little bit. Really, we were trying to just get that first down, win each play at a time, and hell, how about that O-line, closing that game out? All of them, great pieces to the program. Like, it's wonderful how that all plays out right there, and just how this team grinds and keeps working. Go through adversity. How do you respond? E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome.
On that final drive, you've been struggling on first and second down with runs. Did you feel like you would have a better chance running the ball, running straight ahead than trying to run to the outside?
With all of their stunts, twists, and all that, we knew getting north and south and pounding the rock inside would probably be our best bet with what they do defensively. And, I mean, at the end of the day, that last drive was the will to win. We worked so hard for it, and everybody just had that will to win. We're going to find a way to get this done.
Jamal, tell us about that first touchdown. Pretty sure Haynes even threw a block for you on that one.
Honestly, their safety and their linebacker outflanked and had a great angle on me. I just did playmaker move, honestly. Just made a play, cut back across the field. I seen number 0 right there. And like Haynes said, it was one of those games where you just had to get north and south. I didn't want to do too much sideline to sideline running, stick my foot in the ground and got up the field. And the best came out the back end.
Haynes, you come in to a program that had won 4 games, the last couple of years, and now you guys have 6 wins and eligible for a bowl. I know you still have 1 regular season game left, but what does it mean to you to come in and be a part of a team that's going to a bowl game for the first time in 5 years here?
I mean, a lot of it, you can't put words to those feelings. To be a part of something, that changes a lot of people's lives. You can't put words to those. It's just a feeling that the only way you know the feeling is honestly doing it, experiencing it. And like I said, the way we responded, the way we came together, the way we prepared and practiced and competed, it's just tremendous.
Guys, you come on that last drive, outside of the 2 penalties, 9 straight runs. What does that say about your unit? What does it say about your offensive line that you were able to go out there when they know what's coming and they still can't stop it?
Start off. Grit. We got in that huddle before we even came out on the field, and we said we got to finish the drill. We got here, we got this far. We didn't get this far to get this far. So we had to finish the drill, and it started off up front. Like, huge shout out to the old line. They came ready to play, and they definitely came ready to play on that last drive.
For both of you guys, just talk about the emotion of the little post-game celebration with your student section and the band, and you guys were having a great time there for a few minutes. So just what's going through your heart and your mind at that moment?
That's how it's supposed to be done. It's tech-like right there.
I'll piggyback off of him. We emphasized all week to pack the dot out, and that's exactly what our fans did, and we just wanted them to experience that win and that bowl feeling. And it's just a surreal feeling, honestly, at the end of the day, a surreal feeling.
Haynes, before that last drive, could you feel a little bit of the weight of we really have to come through here? Because obviously the score had closed down to 2 points, and if you don't get it going, they get the ball back and have a chance to win the game.
I mean, at times like that, you can't start pressing. You can't start thinking, oh, that they're starting to come back. It's deep breath. Let's go. Do your job. Execute the play. Control what you control, and everything else will handle itself. And like we said earlier, going out there and the whole offense having the will to win. And it's just trying to find ways to make plays, to execute, to move the ball, keep drives alive. And that's what it's all about right there.
Was there some pressing before then, you think? Or?
No.
Jamal, you had an uncharacteristic fumble, and the defense came up very big, and we all saw you go over and kind of talk to them. What was that moment like, just for them to have your back in a moment? It was probably a low moment for you. You had broken off a long run, and I'm sure that was a tough moment, and to see them have your back, what was that like?
You touched on it. You said they had my back. When we were coming out the huddle, one of the main chants we were screaming is, "I got your who got my back?" And everybody would repeat, "I got your back." So just in those moments, you can't dwell on those moments. Even Coach Key pulled me up. He said, "We're not going to stop feeding you. We're going to keep giving you the ball." And it's one of those leadership moments from Coach Key that you see you still have not faith, but you still have what's that word?
Confidence.
Confidence. There it is. Thank you. You still have confidence in running the ball, But like Haynes said, event plus response equal outcome, and it's how you respond after a bad play or after an unfortunate play like that. Thank you.
Jamal, this is for you. Back to your first touchdown of the game, and that was a really important play for a lot of reasons. In part because the play started, it looked like it wasn't gonna work, but you basically drove the last tackler backward. I mean, it was a quick move and a lot of acceleration, then power. Where do you come up with that? Is that leverage or raw strength, or what is that?
A lot of people joke about my height. I already have a lot of leverage on a lot of defenders. Honestly, I'm going to give all praise to my mom and my dad. My mom's kind of short. She was in the military. She did a lot of track running in high school, so she has those thicker legs on the bottom half of the body. So it's just really seeing there's two people right there at the goal line. There's 2 yards. It's about who wanted more at the end of the day.
So celebrations tonight, of course, and then you move on. Big game next week, of course. How quickly do you move on, and any early thoughts on that matchup next week?
As soon as that sun rises. The quicker you can get moved on and start preparing for the next opponent, Georgia, the better and the quicker it's going to be. Just like we've been saying, event plus response equals outcome. What's the event? All right, now we're moving on to Georgia. How do we respond? How do we respond is going to take care of that outcome.
The crowd came in fired up. How important was it for you guys to score early and keep them in the game and keep that atmosphere going for you guys?
Oh, it's big time. Home field advantage. Like you said, keeping the crowd in there. Like Jamal said, it packed Bobby Dodd out, And I felt like they did a really great job of doing that. And actually, throughout the whole game, staying loud, cheering us on, throughout the ups and downs, they stayed there. Like you said, who got my back? They got my back. And that's what Georgia Tech is all about.
To piggyback up off of Haynes, it's a huge thanks to our fans. A huge thanks to our fans. They really don't know how much it means to these players. Just the excitement that they bring to the game, the energy that they bring to the game. The players really appreciate that. We just want to say thank you.
Anything else for the guys in the back?
The offense seemed to stall out during the beginning of the second half, and about halfway through the fourth quarter, things started to click. What started to gel for you guys?
We stopped shooting ourselves in the foot. whether it's either a MA penalty, whatever it is. We stopped shooting ourselves in the foot. We found a way to start executing, and we bowed our neck and found a way to finish this game.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.